During collision, two masses exchange their momentum. This is the interaction between two masses. So let us consider two masses. One of the masses, this is m1, and the second mass, this is m2, and this m1 has the magnitude, and this is the magnitude of the second mass, m2. For our convenience, let us consider that these two masses are moving in the same direction. They are moving. This is the line joining the masses in this direction. They are moving in this direction. So they have velocities. They have initial velocity. So initial velocity of the first mass is u1, and initial velocity of the second mass is u2. And when they are moving in the same direction, or they can move in opposite direction also, it depends upon the context. But for our convenience, presently we consider that both are moving in the same direction. Now they strike with each other. So they are striking with each other. What happens when they strike with each other? This is the interaction. This is the phenomenon. This is the first mass. So m1 applies a force on m2. So it applies a force, and F1 is the force applied by the first mass. You can take two marbles, two coins moving in the same direction or in opposite direction. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. Both are moving in the same direction presently, and now they strike with each other. When they strike with each other, this is the F1 force. This is the F1 force applied by this mass on the second mass. At the same time, M2 also applies a force on the first mass. So this force we denote with F2. So during the collision, the two forces, the two masses M1 and M2 apply equal force on other. M1 applies a force F1 on M2, and M2 applies a force F2 on M1. According to Newton's second law, the two forces are equal. So when the two forces are equal, F1 equals to F2. But what's Newton's third law? Action equals to minus reaction. What's action here? Action is the force F1, which is applied on M2 by M1. And what's reaction? Force F2 applied by M2 on M1. Action equals to minus reaction, but they are in opposite direction. So this is the reason why this is minus. F1 equals to minus F2. This is third law. According to third law, this is F1 equals to minus F2. In collisions, Newton's third law is always obeyed. So all the collisions obey Newton's third law. Okay, next. So this is the interaction between these two masses. So two masses are interacting with each other, striking with each other. They are in contact here. So they are in contact here. I repeat once again, when they are in contact with each other, they strike with each other, they apply a force, an equal force in opposite direction, and they have initial velocities also. So you may have a doubt, we may get a doubt, whether it is compulsory to contact with each other. But this is not compulsory. So even without contact also collision takes place in nuclear reactions. that is the collision between two nuclei, collision between two of a charged particle and the nucleus of an atom. So, like nuclear collisions, there is no direct contact between the two masses. But this is an ordinary mechanical collision, just like a collision between two points, collision between two stones, so maybe collision between the bat and the ball, or the collision between the ground and the ball, or collision between the two hands, whatever may be the ordinary collisions these are. So they are in contact with each other, they strike with each other. Okay. After that, these two masses, they will be separated after the collision. So after the collision, first mass moves and the second mass is also moving with a different velocity here. The velocities are different. So first mass is moving with a certain different velocity v1. V1 is the velocity of the first mass, and the second mass is also moving with a certain velocity. This is the velocity of the second mass. So v2 is the final velocity of the second mass. So this is the situation. So I'll again repeat the situation here, explain that two masses are moving with the initial velocities. This is the initial velocity of the first mass and initial velocity of the second mass, u1, u2. So when they strike here, when they are in contact with each other, collision takes place. During this phenomenon, during this time, first mass applies a force F1 on the second mass, and the second mass applies a force F2 on the first mass. And these two forces are equal according to Newton's third law. After the collision, immediately they are moving with different velocities separated. So v1 is the final velocity of the first mass, v2 is the final velocity of the second mass. So this is mass m1 and this is mass m2. Okay. So like this, these two masses are moving after the collision. What happens and which quantity, which physical quantity has more significance in the collision? So when these two masses collide with each other, which physical quantity is exchanged? This mass m1 exchanges an amount of a physical quantity. What's that? At the same time, m2 exchanges a magnitude, an amount of a physical quantity. What's that physical quantity? The physical quantity is momentum. Momentum is exchange. So the two masses exchange their momentum. They share their momentum. What's momentum? Momentum P equals to mass into velocity. As these two masses, here we have two masses. M1, M2 are moving with initial velocities. They have initial momentum. When they strike with each other, they exchange their momentum. It means an amount of the momentum of first mass is given to the second mass, and an amount of the momentum of the second mass is given to the first mass. They exchange their momentum, and therefore, after the collision, their velocities are different. Their velocities are not same. They may be same or may not be same. They can move with different velocities or they can move with the same velocities. It depends upon how the collision takes place. What is the type of the collision? Here, P equals to mass into velocity. Here, this is the momentum of the system. So here we have to write what the initial momentum. Initial momentum is, so initial values are always denoted by u1 and u2. So initial momentum of first mass. First mass momentum is, this is m1 u1. Similarly, initial momentum of second mass. So momentum of m2. So second mass is m2. This is m2 multiplied by initial momentum of the second mass is u2. So u2. Next, after the collision, their velocities are different. So they have v1 and v2. So initial velocities are u1, u2. We have expressed the initial momentum as m1 u1, m2 u2. Similarly, we have to express final momentum of these two masses in terms of v1 and v2. So final momentum, so this is the final momentum after the collision. After the collision, final momentum of m1. This is mass m1 multiplied by velocity, final velocity is v1. Similarly, momentum of second mass m2. Second mass is moving with velocity v2, so mass multiplied by v2. So this is momentum of system. Momentum of the system during the collision. During the collision, this is initial momentum. This one. This is completely initial momentum. So this is initial values. This initial momentum before the collision. And this one, next one is final momentum. So this is the final momentum. So this final momentum after the collision, this is. So this is after the collision. So we have expressed the momentum of the system before and after. So I said momentum is exchanged during the collision. But it is observed that the momentum of the system before the collision, total momentum of the system before collision is equal to total momentum of the system after the collision. Then how can you write that one? So this is m1 u1 plus m2 u2. This is the total momentum of the system before the collision. We are adding these two values and this must be equal to, so this is equal to final momentum of the first object m1 v1 added by final momentum of the second object. So this is conservation of momentum. So in every collision, conservation of momentum is followed. Every collision follows conservation of momentum. So there is no chance uh, to lose or to gain momentum. Momentum is always conserved. Momentum must be conserved by the system. It should obey this one in every collision. Conservation of momentum here. So there is this is compulsory. This condition is compulsory in all collisions, whether it is a mechanical ordinary collision between a ball and bat, between a ground or ball, and between two coins, between two glass marbles, or between two nuclei. between a nucleus and a charged particle, or a particle between the nucleus and particle, like that. So even it is a nuclear reaction, or even it is an ordinary reaction. So Newton's third law is obeyed, and this one, Newton's third law, this is obeyed. Sorry, this one is compulsory, and conservation of linear momentum is also compulsory. Okay, so this is about the conservation of linear momentum in the collisions.